Look, it's incredibly simple. We seek materialist goals because our humanitarian goals are so underachieved. We seek compensation. I don't have lovely relationships, but I do have a lovely house and a lovely car. And yes, they do pass away, but at least it's better than nothing. But this materialism itself excludes relationship because the material things I hold to myself. This damages the relationship with others. You know, I can't sit there eating cream cakes with you not eating anything and in want. It doesn't make for harmony and love and relationship and communion. To commune is to share because we love, not because it's imposed on us, of course. That's no good. You know, it's no good to be told I must tithe. The ideal is unquestionably, and the church knows this, the ideal is that you want to give. So it does everything it can to encourage you to want to believe, want to give. It loves on you and it makes you feel guilty if you don't. But guilt driving you is not the want of the good. It's the fear of the consequences of not doing good. The retribution by the church or the state or the other person if you don't do good to them. I mean, quite simply, and we know it, the state is the monopoly of force, the legality of the monopoly of force. And it uses its force, and force doesn't bring love and devotion. It brings a conformity and an order, which you may value, but perhaps not at the cost of the imposition. And you do whatever you can to avoid that, whether it's avoiding being executed, thrown into prison, or paying taxes. You do what you can to avoid it legally, without retribution, pushing you further into the way you don't want. This is not the ideal family. And the ideal family is not so huge that you don't know each other. That's a disaster. You know, you're never more lonely than in the city tower block. Millions of people at close range round you, and in the street, and at work, and in the subway, that don't know you. There's an unknown, and the unknown is feared. It's a nation of fear, a nation of no relationships, just millions of people. Has problems, you see. How do you overcome these problems? Trust. If I can't go on the underground or the bus without fearing that I'm going to be attacked, well, I try to avoid it like the plague and have a bigger, safer, faster car. And that pushes me more and more into isolation. You know, I'm hiding behind my fence and the walls and the door. And probably the dog. And the alarm system. So we can understand our dilemma. And the question is very simply, does trusting in God being our heavenly dad bring great relief and benefit, true benefit and lasting benefit? Well, you can only find out by doing it. You can't prove it in advance and then do it because you've now proved it. You'll wait forever. That's bad news if you feel you're in a bad position already. If you don't, if you're just loving the situation you're in life, if life is a breeze full of joy, well, you're going to sail on the way you are. Okay, well, that's not a problem. I'm not talking to that. I'm talking to people that don't have meaning, that don't have joy, don't have peace, don't know love. Ah, I'm come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. And what does he say? First word in what presumably is the very foundational cardinal prayer, John 17, Jesus praying. First word, Dad, Abba, Father. And what's the last word? Well, it's verse 26, and I have declared unto them thy name, Dad, and will declare it, that the love wherewith thou hast loved me may be in them, that's you and me, and I in them, that's us. See that the love wherewith thou hast loved me, Heavenly Dad, may be in them, and I in them. Thank you, Heavenly